Bro, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. If everybody had a clue, I mean, with him.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great.
You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're the best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Claiming he's confident he could defeat Crawford himself. In his post, Davis declared, "I'll swing on him for real," doubling down on his belief that critics would see the truth once he stepped into the ring. He promised to push his training harder than ever, demanding both respect and a legitimate chance to prove his worth on boxing's biggest stage. For Davis, beating Crawford wouldn't just be a personal win, it would be the defining moment that secures his name among the sport's elite. But Davis's comments didn't land as he may have hoped. Instead of celebrating Crawford's historic feat, jumping 2 divisions and dismantling Canelo in convincing fashion, Davis chose to redirect the spotlight onto himself. The reaction from fans and analysts was swift and unforgiving. Many accused him of minimizing Crawford's achievement, arguing that even if Davis didn't want to publicly praise his rival, the least he could do was show respect for what is now being hailed as one of the greatest victories in recent memory. Commentators stressed that Crawford accomplished what many once thought impossible, defeating the iron-willed Canelo Alvarez under the brightest lights of Las Vegas. To downplay such a triumph, they argued, wasn't just poor sportsmanship, it crossed into outright disrespect. And in the eyes of many, that choice left Davis looking more bitter than bold.
Dominated a first ballot Hall of Famer, a 4-division champion, a 2-time undisputed super middleweight, and was the reigning undisputed 168-pound super middleweight world champion. Superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. And Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not even going to read off his accolades, because what he did is just nasty work. And this is your king that y'all be praising. Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of applauding the accomplishments, just tip your hat. Just tip your hat. Hey, salute. And if you don't want to salute him, guess what? Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. If you don't want to salute that man, just don't say nothing. Right? And so, Gervonta Tank Davis takes to social media because the boxing world is praising Terence Crawford for what he did. After Gervonta Tank Davis, when the fight was announced and when Terence Crawford was saying he wanted to go up from 154 to 168, Gervonta Tank Davis said he was doing it for the money, not for the legacy.
Well before this latest controversy erupted, Terence Crawford had already been blunt about his feelings toward Gervonta Davis. In past interviews, Crawford dismissed the idea that Davis was the type of fighter willing to gamble against truly dangerous opponents. Instead, he painted Davis as someone who preferred talking big while carefully sidestepping the riskiest challenges. Crawford didn't stop there. He openly admitted he simply doesn't like Davis on a personal level, removing any illusion that their rivalry is purely professional. For Crawford, it isn't just about styles or skills inside the ring, it's about character and respect. He believes Davis lacks the willingness to test himself against the very best, and that, in Crawford's eyes, sets them worlds apart. That honesty adds another layer to the tension. Should the two ever meet in the ring, the matchup wouldn't just be a clash of champions. It would be fueled by genuine disdain, transforming it from a simple contest into a deeply personal showdown.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens, or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways, nah.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis wasted no time after Crawford's victory, boldly claiming he has the tools to beat the new undisputed champion. In a fiery post, Davis insisted, "I'll swing on him for real," pushing back against doubters and promising that critics would eat their words once he stepped inside the ring. He vowed to double down on training, demanding respect from the boxing community and calling for a real shot to prove himself. For Davis, taking down Crawford wouldn't just be another win, it would be the crowning moment that cements his place among boxing's most feared names. But the reaction wasn't the applause he may have expected. Instead of tipping his hat to Crawford's history-making night, jumping 2 weight classes and dismantling Canelo Alvarez with precision, Davis seemed intent on shifting the spotlight. Fans and analysts were quick to push back, saying his comments felt less like confidence and more like an attempt to overshadow a once-in-a-generation achievement. Observers reminded everyone that Crawford had pulled off what many considered unthinkable, defeating the iron-willed Canelo on the grand stage of Las Vegas, and doing it with undeniable dominance. To brush off that accomplishment, they argued, was more than a misstep in judgment. It bordered on outright disrespect. And rather than elevating Davis's profile, the remarks painted him as bitter, someone unwilling to give credit where it's due.
I gotta ask your thoughts on Tank saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds. You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
Nah, he said it
on video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, you know he chinny.
Listen, Terrence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, you know, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, you cannot go to get to Terence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass whipping too. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're the best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Trainer Greg Hackett didn't hold back when reflecting on Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez. With conviction, he called it one of the defining achievements of modern boxing, the kind of moment that rewrites history books. Hackett stressed that Crawford has nothing left to prove. After all, he accomplished something the sport hadn't witnessed in generations. He reminded fans that not since the days of icons like Bob Fitzsimmons and Henry Armstrong had a fighter climbed through multiple divisions and dismantled an opponent as decorated as Canelo. But what truly elevated this night, Hackett explained, was the way Crawford did it. This wasn't a razor-thin decision or a lucky shot. It was dominance, pure, technical brilliance that removed all doubt about who was the better man in the ring. In Hackett's eyes, the victory locked Crawford's place among boxing's immortals. No more debates. No more demands for validation. The legacy is sealed, the resume speaks louder than any critic ever could. He urged fans and pundits alike to recognize that Crawford has already silenced every question that once trailed him. For Hackett, the message was clear: Crawford doesn't need to chase respect anymore, it's already his. From here forward, the champion's focus should be on enjoying the glory he's earned, not entertaining negativity. As Hackett put it, this win wasn't just great. It was greatness defined.
Held them all at the same time. Legendary shit. He goes in there and beats arguably the best fighter, or one of the best fighters of his era.
Yeah.
Regardless of weight class.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the performance?
The performance was like clean. Like it was real. It was times where it was close calls. Like it looked like Canelo might, like damn, Canelo might get him right here. You know what I mean? Bud found a way out, slip up out of there. He was working behind his jab real good, footwork real good. You know, setting the pace. He was creating what I like to call spider web in there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically setting traps with your movement. The part I didn't expect was for Canelo to really approach Bud like Bud, you know, like he was just gonna punch on Bud. He was looking. What I mean by that is Canelo when he would hit Bud to his hips or like on the shoulder, because I seen him do it a few times. He was like, Canelo was like looking for those results that he usually get when he do those things. And I was like, I can't believe he looking at Bud like that. Like he really trying to play Bud. I mean, on the low. He know Bud can fight, but it was like I'm gonna hit. All right, when I hit you on your hips, you gonna act right. I mean, when I hit you on your shoulders, you gonna act right. And you can tell Canelo's been spoiled over the years. Canelo's gotten better, a lot better, and Canelo is a legend for sure. But you could tell he's imposed his will on a lot of guys and won off of his poker face alone. You know what I mean? Along with the punishing shots.